All right, welcome everyone to Technical Tuesday. Today's October 13th, 2020. Let's go ahead and start here. So to answer one of you guys' questions from in here, you mentioned about the threes, how that works. So the threes, that's part of the training where anytime that you see the three, you're expecting to see a reversal. And yeah, for this example right here on gold, we see a 3, plus we see like left head, right shoulder. Now this does have to be on the 1 hour time frame if you have this template. The template is provided in the training, so you have to go through the training to get this template. But for the threes here, you see the 3 and then you wait for a major market reversal pattern. So this one, head and shoulder, break of neckline. If you were to get in at the break of neckline and target like head to neckline going all the way down, that's already good there. But you obviously want to wait for multiple confirmations. So it's not just going to be just the head and shoulders. So one of the main things that I look for is going to be the 3 confirmations, but the primary, and I mentioned this in the training, that it's price action. So any price action confirmation, which actually the next training is going to kind of change up a bit. I don't have the date just yet, but just know that that's going to be very soon for that for the 7-day FX Mastery, for that live one. But there's going to be something that's going to change up there. The 3 confirmations, 3 or more confirmations is going to stay the same. But one of the things is, because I mentioned price action being the main thing, I don't want to see 3 confirmations being indicators, because there is about 3-4 indicators that we use just to kind of like give us that extra good confirmation. But indicator confirmations will count as half a point. So half of a full point. So you're looking for 3 confirmations, or like 3 points. So the price action confirmations, things like that, major market reversal patterns, that would be like 1 point right there. If there's things like support and resistance, like Fibonacci, other things, that would count as 1 point. Price action stuff count as 1 point. Indicators, half a point. So every time you're doing your trades, your chart markup, always look for 3 or more. But for this one here, I can already see 21 and 8, 3, neckline was broken, and yeah, price was good there. So yeah, any of the charts, you just bring them up and you'll be able to see that, see the 3s happening. Now, what you are going to notice with those 3s is they usually do happen during the during midweek. So like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, midweeks is when you'll notice the 3s. But like sometimes you might notice the 3s start forming on like a Tuesday, and then Wednesday would be like when the break of neckline happens, and then the reversal happens. Midweeks or reversal weeks. But getting into the live analysis, so let's look at the calendar for today. We have some really strong GBP. I actually mentioned a GJ sell earlier, which it's still going down as we speak here. Yeah, and I'll kind of go through this in a bit. But yeah, getting into the London session, we don't really have anything. Yesterday for the signals, I actually mentioned that during the London, there wasn't going to be a call out, but during the New York session, I was going to call out because there was a medium impact on USD and GBP in the morning. Same thing's going to apply for today. Going onto Wednesday, there's no major impact unless I see like a really good setup that I want to get in on, not going off of high impacts, and I would call that out. But mainly going to be looking at USD again, have some medium impact, and then later 2:45 Pacific Standard Time, we have high impact on AUD. AUD at 245 and then 530. Looks like the same thing for tomorrow for London. So not much going on for London session this entire rest of the week. Okay. So for Wednesday, we're just going to look at the majors and then like AEDs and see what we see there before it actually happens. All right. And no problem, Abel. All right, so charts, let's actually look at GJ for a bit. So GJ, I've actually been eyeing this one for a while, but I did a bigger Fibonacci on this one, getting from the high to the low right here. Price came up to around that 61.850% area. Price came, hit, chopped the price a bit more in this area here. So it came up to that area. While it was in this area, you can see there was a divergence while I did this like double top area there. The 4-hour divergence, we have same thing we see on the 1 hour. Now for this here, so on the 1 hour, we basically see like a triple top pattern that's going on there. Neckline, the distance from there to here. From break of neckline to down here is the distance that it should drop, which it did, but my main target was going to be way lower than that. If I remember from the exact signal that I called, it was done all the way down to, yeah, 33500. So like down to this very low, basically to the 0, 0. Being because it's hitting that 61.850% area, usually it's going to be dropping all the way down to the 0, 0, and then take profit 2 at around that negative 27% down there. So this is more of a longer term trade for this one here, but yeah, we're noticing the low, lower high should continue to drop down. Already broke this uptrend pattern on bigger time frame, so definitely expecting that. And should be expecting it to drop even more. So this is where price action is pretty important here, because in a way, this kind of shows you like a head and shoulder pattern on a bigger time frame. We can see like this is the right shoulder that it's forming there, and neckline would be there. So if it does drop and break through this area here, which is my first take profit, my second take profit's here, but it should drop all the way down here if it does break through that neckline. It's giving you guys like an overall view of that. Let's see. And good job with asking questions. If you have any questions at all, you can just put it down there. But someone asked, so when there's high impact, those pairs will go down? No. It depends on the currency. So like, I'll show you here. Let me see if I can add it. Okay. So what I'll look for is if there's high impact on news, and then if the chart is giving me some type of like reversal pattern or some type of breakout that's expected to happen, and then right when the news happens, so I have to be on a couple minutes before the news. Usually I like within like 30 minutes before the news hits, and this way I can do my analysis because I do it pretty quick, where 30 minutes before I'm looking at all these different pairs that have this. Now usually I'm looking on my MT4, so if it's like, let's say GBP, I pull up all my GBP pairs like GBPUSD, GBPJPY, GBPNZD, I'll just pull them all up, and then by the time that news is hitting, then I already kind of know which way it's expected to go. What strategies do you use the most? My strategy, I put everything together, but it's mainly technical analysis is what my strategy is called. So I don't really go off of the news. I look at what type of impact's happening with the news, but I'm not going off of like the expected rate change or anything like that. I'm not following the currency and seeing like news or anything. I'm just placing trades off of my analysis. And the reason for that is because sometimes you'll hear fake news or things that aren't exactly accurate. Sometimes it might sound incorrect when they speak it out into the news. I'm trying to think of like an example here because I don't really watch the news that much, but it's like they'll say like projections of GBPUSD. I don't know, honestly. It said Brexit. Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking at the analysis first before there's a certain breakout, and then when the news hits, you kind of already know which way it's expected to go because of how much volatility is going towards that area. So like let's say for this area here, I think the news was somewhere around here, but before it hit, it already broke through. It already broke through, so it was already like confirmed to sell on this trade, and it was a strong bearish move going down. So yeah, that was a pretty easy trade there. Someone's asking for a review on fib retracement markup. I went through that, but that's just getting the high to this low, and then it just marks up my points. So let's check out another currency pair here. Let's do GBPUSD. We erase everything just so you guys can see with me exactly what I see. So going to start off with marking off this main zone there. Price hit, rejected off of. I think it's going to be dropping down just because of it hitting this major area. Had the shooting star strong reversal that happened there. Price was going into the uptrend. Now it's looking to go into the downtrend. Yeah, with news, you do have to like keep up with everything that's going on. And personally, I don't like keeping up with that. To me, I'd rather watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians than watching that personally. Yeah, it's just it's just a lot of data, a lot of stuff going on that it can mix you up. It can mess up your analysis. So yeah, I've never watched that show, by the way, or probably like once. But yeah, with GU, this one, looking at drop. Am I even supposed to be looking at G? Yeah, I was gonna look at USD pairs. Okay, I was getting into GJ. Gonna go into USD pairs. Can erase everything. All right. Mark my areas. All right. I remember this area here. That was too easy. And this one. Okay. USD CAD. Don't really see anything. I'll actually show you guys what I see with AUD USD because that was something else that I had my eye on for those of you that know. Yeah, as of now, USD CAD is at a low, should probably be seeing like a lower high and then probably continue down to this this area here just because of like just looking at fibs and stuff, it rejected off this area. So should be dropping down to this this 0 0. Might retrace a little back though, and then continue dropping down. um, so weird enough with favorite pairs, it's been kind of AUD NZD, except recently it's reacted a little different. Um, in this area here, I had thought that it was going to reject off of here. So I actually did a couple like there's a couple trainings that I did with people last week where I think it was during the live analysis too, where I had told everyone that it was expected to come down to this area. And this was as it was up here. So I had called like for a sell and then this area to buy. Price came up. Didn't exactly hit that target for inverted head and shoulders right here. So like this should have been the main target that we were looking for to buy at. And I thought it was going to come down, do its retracement, buy in this area, and then continue buying it up. Then this happened. It's a tank going down. Yeah. So, anyways, this one didn't play out as good. But as far as like favorite pairs, this is one of them. ADNZD. Just because of how smooth everything is, like it's been very good to me. And then like the majors like EURUSD and stuff are some of my favorites. Just gonna check out AUD USD. So with AUD USD, just looking at the price here. So I had got my fibs high to low prices at that 61.850% area. Prices below and should continue to drop down. Now it is kind of reacting off of this area of support. but it should continue to drop. I don't think it should pass any higher than these points here from that resistance. So coming up probably a bit and then breaking through, continuing to drop down. Yeah, with zones, I do like zones. You usually see me draw my zones out everywhere. GJ, same thing, kind of like, wait, no, I was already looking at GJ. Oh, GJ is very similar to what's going on with USD CAD. No, AD USD, where it's at that 50% area. Is there any pairs that you guys are looking at right now that you want me to analyze? There we go. Said I remember when I started last year, you speaking and I didn't know anything. It's kind of like if I'm speaking like Chinese or something, right? Unless you speak Chinese, but you know what I mean? Like if you don't understand what I'm saying and then now it makes sense. It's pretty cool like when there's other traders that know how to speak your language. Like just little things like GU, UJ, UCAD. You know, if you hear someone talking about that, then it's like, okay, these guys know at least that abbreviation. They're kind of advanced. Let's check out Euro, or let me see. I'm forgetting this one. Check out anything with the AUD, and like USD. Let's see. We can check out USD CAD. We checked USD CAD already. Yeah, so I've thought about the EA based off of my strategy, but I think I'm too smart for a bot, or my strategy at least. I don't even know if it's possible to like do some of these like confirmations. It's like price action stuff. So I don't know. I haven't looked into it. Like if Fibonacci or like stuff like that, you can actually look in and it will know exactly when it's below 50% area and properly place it in the right spots. Get into indices? No. I do some. I do like stock trading. Stock trading on a different platform, not like S&P and all that. Swing trading, GJ. Thinkorswim, that one is kind of complicated. I know Thinkorswim is like with TD Ameritrade, and I personally use this one called Webull. I'll write it out here. If you didn't hear me, Webull's pretty good for stocks, but yeah, the difference between stocks and Forex, like Forex all the way, just because the type of returns that you can make with Forex is pretty good. Stocks, like you need a larger amount to make an okay amount. So like for stocks, I would say don't get into it unless you're like 10K plus account. So for me, it's more like I just put it in stocks at buying low, and I'm gonna be selling high. So I was during like the whole time that everyone was panicking, and people didn't have money, or they saw that their accounts were losing money, so they panicked and they took out money. And during those times, that's when I come in, take all their money. Kind of feel bad a little bit, but it's okay. All right, so what time is it? Okay, so we're about to end this this live analysis, but let's answer some last minute questions here. My alarm just went off. Okay, let's answer some last minute questions. When we win money, whose money is it? That's a good question. It's the market's money. It is a pool full of money from everywhere. Banks' money. Most of the money is from the central banks. So yeah, but there's like transactions going on every single day, every second. Like you guys know, over 6 trillion is being 6 trillion is in transactions per day. So it's in the market. So it's constantly fluctuating. Lots of liquidity in there, and yeah, it's not like, I know some people see it as like, so someone's losing on the other side, and then there's another person winning. That's like kind of true, but it's not like me personally against like one other person. Yeah, it's against like everyone. So whoever's, there's going to be like a good amount of losing people and a good amount of winning people. So the winners take the money, losers don't. If you don't have good risk management, that's the part that messes people up a lot, is the risk to reward and the management plan. Like if because the strategy, like as far as what I teach and everything there, the strategy works. It's not going to be 100%. And like there's no strategy out there that's 100%. But if you're like getting in on trades, and if you're doing, let's say, 1 or 2 every single time, like just thinking about that whole concept, if you're 1 or 2, and even if you're a 50% winning trader, you place 10 trades, you lose 5, you win 5, you're still going to make money. And that's the whole point of investing. You're getting in to make money. So at that point, even if you're 50%, that bit of money that you make can be a lot if you have a larger account. I actually put it out this way. So let's say let's say you're using 2% risk on each trade. And there's 5 days, you place, let's say 5 trades a day. All right, so I'm going to be bringing up an example, and I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, I talked about an app that I use called Stinu. If you don't have it, get it. But let's say you have $5,000 account, and I'm going to plug it in on the app. Let's say you're using 2% risk. So 2% risk is, let's see. Two percent risk is you would be risking 100 of a 5K account if you're using if you're doing 2% on this risk. So on this app, you know, you plug in the risk. So if it's like 2%, and then you plug in like your stop loss and pips. Oh, something else. So you guys probably have noticed, those that are in the Signals chat room, but in the Signals chat room, I'm now adding where you can put, sorry, not where you can put, the stop loss in pips. So when I call out the signal, it shows like, you know, the price and whatnot, but I calculate the entry and the stop loss, and I put it in pips. So this way you can easily put it onto the app. It makes it super seamless process. So then you just put that pip amount onto the app and stop loss, and your risk percentage, that's up to you. I suggest like 1 to 2% if you're starting off. Yeah, there was some trades that were like a larger amount, but if you think about it, so like a 70 pips stop. So let me use that 70 pip stop as an example, okay? So let's just say 70 pip stop loss. So I'm gonna actually enter that into the app at 2%. Put 70. I'll put that pair EURUSD. So the losing amount would be the same exact thing because it's 2%. It doesn't matter what the pip stop loss is. What matters now is the pip stop loss will now change what type of lot size that you'll be using. So for this one, I'm getting it's telling me a 0.14. It's saying 0.143, but the 3 you don't put on there. So you'll be placing a 0.14 on this trade, and each of these boxes represent a trade. So let's just say this one right here, placing a trade, but if the risk to reward is 1 to 2, so so this is about a 70 pip stop loss. Let's see, 700, but then the take profit for that trade. So the take profit for that trade, and I'm going to calculate it here. 15. The take profit was, okay. So losing 70 pips to make 137. Basically, it's a 1 to 2. It's a little bit less than 1 to 2. So yeah, it's like a 1 to 2 ratio, right? So this means if this is a $5,000 account, you do 2%, you're possibly going to lose $100 on this trade. But if you win the trade, you're going to make somewhere around 200 on your account. Okay, so and this is just for one trade. So let's just say you do this for all 5 trades, and let's say if you did win all 5 trades, it's this exact same 2%. Let's say you won this trade. Now the next day your account's at 5,200. So you place another trade. Let's say it's the exact same thing. You're doing 2%. The lot size is going to change because of the percentage. So then you go back onto the app. You put account balance at 5,200 at 2%. Let's use the same pips. And now instead of 100, you're going to be risking 104. And the pips, it's saying 1.149. We round it off, 1.15. So now we should be making times 0.15, around 210 on this next trade. Let's say this next trade wins. So now we make 210 off of this. Now account is at 2,410. And if your account wins for all 5 days and you have a 1 and 2, you're going to be up 4, 8, 16, 20% off of your account. So that means if you have $100, you're going to be making $20. If you have $10,000, you're going to be making $2,000 for that week. Like 20% off of your account just with this risking 2% to make 4%. Now, obviously, it's not going to be 100% every single one of your trades, but that's where even if you did lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one, you're still going to be up. Let's just use that example. You lose 2%, make 4%. Now you're up 2%. You lose 2%, 4%. Now you're up. Shit, I'm getting lost here. Someone know the math on that? So basically, let's say 3 of these were to lose, that's negative 6%. And then 2 of them were to win, that's plus 8%. So then that leaves you with 2% profit for the week. Even though you lost 3 trades and won 2 of them, you still make 2% profit. Okay? So anyways, you guys, that's it. Focus on that risk management, focus on placing the right trades. The consistency is what matters, and let's crush the rest of this week. And glad to have you guys in here with me. Going to be doing more of these live analysis. If you notice there was less people in here, that's because I'm going to be mainly doing these live analysis for Golden Circle members and like people that are in the signals room. So appreciate you guys for being here, trusting in me, and hope to see more of those results where that dude hit like 14K in a week. Another guy hit like 26K or 35K for the month. So yeah, it's definitely possible you guys can hit it too. Maybe some of you guys in here are already hitting it. So appreciate you all. Let's make this money. Let's make dreams come true. See you guys.